Not the greatest hand if we're against aggro. We start at 18. Oh, looks like we're not against aggro. Mirror match round 1. Obviously looking for lands here. Does double Q as blue-white? What's the worst that could happen? Maybe I would play better. Dispute main deck. Gonna be gas. Gonna get them good with the dispute. I'm not gonna get anything if I don't draw lands though. I'm the one who's gonna get got. Alright. I wonder if they're gonna play Glimmer of Genius a la Waffo. They thought they had me with the backup sensor. I'm gonna main phase that. If I had a non-tap land, it's pretty big. I could have main phase cast dig. I think that's not great though. Alright, do I have to just jam my dig into a counter spell? I don't mind discarding. No, I don't think I have to. Yeah, that's really good now. Just discard my verdict. Or no, I don't even have discard. The question is, do I dig now because I have the extra land? I don't think so. Loving Fable Passage. Do I not play Fable Passage? I'm down to 0? I thought I had 1 in the deck. I wonder what happened to Fable Passage. How many do you play? 3. Wow. That's aggro. Yeah, I mean, honestly, casting dig earlier is really, really good, but I'm not think that's super reasonable. Alright. I think we're in a decent spot here to force I might get my sabotage censored, but if it allows me to resolve the fairy, I'm fine with it. Any consideration for Crucible? Wrath of Wrath's favorite card, Crucible of Worlds. Alright, this is interesting. Kind of need to take a land. I could take a land and Thassa's Intervention. That would make sense. It would be nice to have Elspeth Conquer Death in hand for when we degen into a tap-out tour, but... I don't have dig, or they don't want to cast it. Is there a point playing Intervention now? I don't think so. Because I don't want to discard 2 hand size. As long as I'm making my land drop, I'm fine. Did they stop making their land drop? No. They have not. But they might. There we go. Maybe that's what they were waiting for. This is kind of interesting. I kind of want to make my land drops, but I'm not sure. I'll just play untap land for now, see what happens. I might just cycle farmland. It's not like the super old school matchups where, you know, you're really just, ooh, that's pretty bad. All right, I need to do something. That takes Censor over land, I think. And I'm gonna cycle this land. Come into play tapped anyways, not super interested. Alright, so I guess I start with Narset. Leaves me up with 6 mana. And I just say go. That was nice. Do I care to counter that? Seems like they're in a no counter mode. Do I take the fairy? I'm gonna take both Field of Ruin. If it was like any other land, I would take Alright, so they have 4 mana, so they can counter once. I could just Verdict and say go. Because honestly, even if they resolve a 5 mana Teferi or whatever, like, besides 3 mana Teferi, none of the card they can resolve I really care about. Already played my 1 veto, right? I have not actually. I could just Narset and discard Elspeth. Finding veto would be pretty sick here. Oh, whatever, I'll say go. Yeah, it's true Teferi's not even that good on this board. Like, none of their cards are very good on this board. I mean, Narset does that. Cast out. Wait, they only have 4 mana? Cast out on Narset's kind of a big deal. Kind of owned me a bit. Alright, I should have used Narset. Maybe. I don't know, I didn't think about cast out. I'm gonna have Troll. Troll's not very good game 1. I have 4 verdicts. 2 verdicts left in my deck. And Narset in play. And my own Troller. Yeah, doesn't do that much. Yeah, not choosing Narset was probably not great. Wow. Yellowhat, wow. Not sure which one's the better bait if they have Dovin's Veto. Maybe Teferi. I should have baited with Teferi. Teferi I get to untap lands though. And cast Sabotage, which is nice. I'm assuming they're either reading the card or they don't have Dovin's Veto. I would snap counter that if I were them. When Gucci was talking so much shit about the new Saga, yeah, I got paired against him. I don't know if you were watching. I was trying out some more blue-white on the ladder this morning. Every match just takes forever, honestly. It's so hard to test standard. I played a bit, was Raph. We played a match where we just played the 1 game and we had to I think I'll let them have that. We played 1 game and we had to we were talking about stuff at the same time in lines, and he had 5 minutes left on his clock after 1 game, so we had to restart and to play the sideboard game. It was kind of dumb. Well, obviously that card's going to be really good in the mirror match. I don't think there was ever any doubt about that. I mean, it might be clunky, but having some kind of super removal for Planeswalker is kind of just insane. My version's really tuned for the mirror and Niv, I would say. Or not tuned, but a lot of counter spells. I guess I don't have a lot of Teferi and Narset. And I don't have the 4 mana Jace, which is pretty good in a mirror match. Hey, Big Goon. Elspeth's kind of like the white version of Eldest Reborn. Yeah, seems much better than Eldest Reborn. Eldest Reborn was oh, I exiled. I was thinking should I be careful? Yeah, I exiled. No. Where did Narset go? Narset. Oh, it's my next draw. I got Tuck with Steph. Yeah, right. Alright, they scooped. Reborn was a marginal sideboard card. Yeah, looks spicy. Is that standard? Does that deck actually win games, Raph? So you monitor. Alright, Birth on the draw is bad. I'm gonna keep an Essence Scatter. I'm just gonna assume opponent has some creatures after sideboard, if not main. Sell on board, that, Mentor, Veto, Dismissal, that. And then I want to board out. I think on the play the Birth is pretty good probably. And on the draw you board it out. Or at least, you know, it fills up your graveyard, gets you a land. Keep one Verdict, have Summary Dismissal, have all the threats. I wonder if I want Essence Scatter. Zori's just so good with the digs. Knight could be okay on the play, yeah. Alright, this is a bit clunky. The new Elspeth seems so bad in control. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it should fit. I agree, but everyone says it's good. It would have been pretty good this game. Birth is nice and sure you hit land drops. I agree, and that's why I'm not sure cutting a Zori's Charm is a good idea, but when you're on the draw, you can't tap out for Birth on turn 2 because then they can resolve a Narset, a Teferi, a Mentor, and you're kind of screwed. John Starr, I know you're in love with Elfest. I saw you're kind of one who started it. Oh, I didn't realize. I thought that was Hallowed Fountain. Man, my draw is so awkward. I could opt main phase. At least I'm repping Dispute this way. I mean, I think almost anyone's gonna just jam into Dispute there if they have a Teferi or an Narset, but okay, they're kind of screwed too. You usually top that, but not when you need lands, etc. Alright, finally. John Star loves to try to win with bad card for Patron. Oh, they're stuck on lands, wow. I mean, I can just punish them super hard here. Do that. If they have a counter spell, I get to resolve a Mentor. And if they have a removal for Mentor, I get to resolve a Teferi. It's kind of snowballing out of control for them. There's gonna be like record timing for blue-eyed control mirror match. It's gonna be over in less than like 20 minutes. Salut Coco Assist. I swear that's not a live play. The thing is, like, mathematically, right? If you get paired against blue-eyed, the matches are gonna last longer, so there's better odds that when you tune into my stream, I'm playing a mirror match. That part is probably true. I'm just gonna bottom. I already have like some good creatures. I think I'd rather hit my... I don't even need to do anything right now. Killing them pretty fast. I have castle. I'm not even gonna try to resolve a Mentor. Which DRS cards are in this list? That's true. I did not update the deck list, did I? I'm a bad streamer. Terrible streamer. That's not ideal mana-wise. Let's see. So... Ooh, Etienne, the Oracle 888. Thanks for the raid. Oracle 888 is also qualified. If you're looking for a morning stream of someone who's testing for Brussels and who likes to play limited, you should check out Oracle 888. He streams before me usually. Welcome everyone. Round one of our league, I'm trying one of each of the new cards at least, and I'm trying to figure out, so if I use Dismissal and they have Veto or Dispute, it means I get to resolve a Teferi, but my Veto, alright, I'm just gonna... Actually, I'm dumb. Wow, that was bad. I was so focused on countering, I forgot I could just kill it. But it's kind of bad, because if they plus and I make a token, I don't kill it right away. And then maybe things can get nasty for me, even though it's unlikely. I don't know, that was kind of questionable. I think my play's fine, though. Which Yorkos have been overperforming? Literally second match was the new cards. Just in general, I mean, I guess you have to ask to know if I've played or not, but you know, when it's like less than a week after the release and it's a brand new form, I'd assume I just kind of, I mean, I guess it's fair to ask though. Mentor for the mirror match. Do I have one or two right now? Zori's Charm. I'm playing one. My hand's kind of awkward. I have all my expensive cards. Oh, it says 4 on the league record, yeah. That was from yesterday when we went 4-1 was 5 color nav. I guess Summary Dismissal, I'm not sure it's going to come up very often because that card's so expensive, but it counters Darwin's Veto. That could be something that comes up in the late game. You have tons of mana. I feel like I should fight over that. It's kind of bad if they Darwin's Veto. Maybe I just let it resolve. Alright, I'm just gonna let it resolve, I guess. Exile all other ability and all other spells and counter all abilities. Oh yeah, if they counter your spell and you do that on Veto, it also exiles your spell. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, thanks. Imagine if I ever did that. Why would I fight that? I don't know. It's a pretty good card to counter. They might not have the perfect hand, you know, they might just have like a really awkward hand. Especially with Dispute after the sideboard, like, they don't even need that much mana, you know. Oh yeah, countering Field of Ruin was Dismissal, yeah. Oh, I forgot to put Denial in my sideboard, right? Token or Boar? Probably just Token. This is why you don't board out Zori's Charm. Because then you end up with that, like, useless. I mean, it's not useless, obviously, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm not even talking about Essence Scatter, but I think Essence Scatter, I mean, it'll be better with open deck list. I'll know if I need to keep in Essence Scatter or not. I don't want to play Borrow on my end of turn in case they probably left a Verdict or two. Yeah, especially with only 25 lands, I need to keep in all those Zori's Charm and trim something else. I mean, you can even make an argument for trimming like something like a 5-mana Teferi. Just because it's not always easy to tap out. Oh, look at that. Zing! They're like, what the hell? Essence Scatter is probably first time someone casts an Essence Scatter and Pioneer against them. I guess I should use the most expensive one, right? It doesn't even target anything. Exile all other spells and counter all abilities. There's not even a target. It's like, for me, it's foolproof. It's childproof. You can't mess it up. It's like cut. Oh, I had lethal? Oh. I'm not interested in lethal. That's lifelink, but it gets tapped when it gets hexproof. I'm not interested in killing. I'm interested in 25 cards. I actually got my order today, but I ordered some Niv and some Bring to Lights. 8 of each, but who knows if I'm actually going to need them. Yeah, that's a one card I forgot to put in my sideboard. New counter from Thingy is probably better than Dismissal, except for the fact that some jokers play the 6 mana black card that can't be countered. So that's kind of rough. Why do you need 8 of each? I don't know, they were cheap. Like the Bring to Lights were €1 a piece and the Niv were like €6 a piece, and I just thought they were gonna go up, and I don't know, I never buy cards, so I was like, why not? All speculation, I guess. Grixis. Oh, are they playing Niv? It's gotta be Niv, chat, right? I just jam Teferi? I guess I don't need to gamble. I can see what they're actually playing. Looks like. I mean, what else is playing that mana base right now? Thought that it was some kind of Grixis control at first. Unmoored Ego. Let me use Sabotage. I don't want them to. They're probably gonna name Teferi Hero of Dominaria, and I don't really want that. I don't need a land that comes into play tapped. I would have played even if I hadn't drawn a land, because Dispute should be good enough against them. I mean, their spells are like Niv and Bring to Light, so... this is probably GG. I'm gonna have to mess that up pretty badly. Is this my list? Yeah, I mean, this is... I'm not sure how it's gonna stay that way. I'm trying to get a feel for the new cards. See which ones are good. Oh, I didn't even try. They just had an awful draw. Remember when I suggested a split of Sinister, Sabotage, and Absorb and everyone laughed at me? Yeah, Magic's cruel world, dude. Wait, oh no. Alright, so what I did yesterday was board out all the sweepers. I might keep in Settle. Board out all the sweepers. Board out Birth on the draw. Maybe board out all the Zoris Charm. And then you want Dispute, Dismissal, the dudes, Borrower, the Veto. I'm not sure about Mentor. Ether Gust is nice. Could keep in Zoris Charm for the same reason I keep them in against control. Yeah, the idea is to just never let the Niv resolve. Basically, I think Settle is okay because it works with Dreamtrawler and it exiles Uro too. Gust is okay, yeah. Gust is another cheap piece of interaction. And I mean, in a pinch, you can like... Also, sometimes like they attack with Paradise Ruse and you Ether Gust it, and it's kind of makes things annoying for them. Maybe Brazen Borrower is bad. What am I going to bounce that's relevant? I might bounce a Paradise Root at some point. I mean, bouncing a Siege Rhino could be okay. I might have to bounce a Teferi and then counter it. It's probably fine. I mean, obviously bouncing Siege Rhino is not great, but... I wonder if Elspeth's Sun Nemesis is good in this matchup. It doesn't seem like it should be good. Like, because... Yeah, alright, I'm gonna board at that in this. The question is, do I want a Zoristrom, do I want Mentor? You know what, screw Cell Wreckage. And then Free Gust, I think, is maybe a lot. I guess they're nice with Field of Runes. And they play like Nahiri, Vraska, Siege Rhino. It does hit a lot. Seems like I want Fabled Passage. I used to play 1 or 2. Hey Torino, salut. Merci pour le host. Pour l'hébergement. En français. I was watching Torino stream a bit because he was playing Standard and it's pretty high rank on the ladder, and I'm just trying to see what other people are doing in Standard. Bienvenue tout le monde. C'est un stream en anglais, mais si vous avez des questions en français, n'hésitez pas. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of one of the big guys. I'm not sure that's correct. Maybe Dream Trawler is just much better. Have a nice stream, thanks. How did you do? Was red, black in the changes? I thought you were back on. You went back to your Ram deck for a bit. Was the red black deck still good or? All right, so this is what you want: early counter spells, lands. Ideally, I'd like a 5-mana Teferi. Yeah, Dream Tower is harder to cast, but it's much higher impact, so... Probably gonna go after their Mana Confluence if they don't do anything. Red-black is good, but you change every time you lose. Yeah, I like to do that too, it's kind of fun. You just play until you lose with a deck, then you change, yeah. I wonder if they have Dispute. I saw some sideboards with Dispute in them. I'm going to use Dovin's Veto anyways. Because I don't let that resolve. And it's good against Dispute, and Syncopate's good if they have Uro. Looks like they might have Dispute. They kind of pause like, damn, I thought I had him. I'm not sure. Maybe it's all in my head. The problem with Strix is that if I'm not ahead, it's a card that kind of does nothing. When you compare it to like Niv, etc. It's good when you're ahead and you're snowballing and it's kind of lets you do cool stuff. It makes Dig cost 1 less, I guess. It's kind of nice. Yeah, it's kind of a win more card, but you know, it can definitely be a win more card, but not it can. I don't know. Flash is pretty valuable in these matchups, especially if they're playing counter spells. Oh, we drew the Dismissal. That's nice. Because they could have that stupid 6-mana card. The other thing about creatures is that if everyone's playing that 6-mana card, I mean, I can let that resolve and just block it, right? Yeah. If everyone's playing like that 6-mana card that makes you discard, like just having more creatures is going to be good. Yeah, I forgot it also impacted Dig. Alright, we baited Dispute, which is good and not good, because now they do have like pretty fast clock. Now what they kind of want to do is like attack and play a threat every turn, so I don't have time to dig. But they might not do that. They might play around Verdict and sit back, or... But if they could see my hand, they would definitely like just keep casting spells. Man, I'm 1 card short. This is why Fabled Passage can be so good. Like, if I have a passage in my graveyard, I can syncopate for 1 and cast Dig through time. I'll let it resolve. I guess Dismissal is also nice because of Uro. I didn't think about that. That's the reason why I play Syncopate. Well, one of the reasons. Uro's counter, etc. But Dismissal does the same thing. That the light on my face? Yeah, it's the sun. It's really cold outside, but also really sunny. Dude, I was playing that card. That card's kind of gas. Maybe No, they're not playing my list because they have temples and stuff. This is a pretty tricky one. I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to use. They have 6 mana in play. So if I syncopate and I draw land, I guess I have to use syncopate. That was a good draw. I'm exposing myself. Maybe I don't have to. I think I'm just gonna play it. It might lose me the game. It might win me the game. If I draw a land, it's obviously insane. I could draw a 3 mana counter spell too. I had like what, half my deck. Also, if they like get rid of something, then maybe I get to cast Dig Through Time because I'll have an extra card in my yard. I'm definitely not down ticking. Nah. This is really good. It like buys me 2 attack step, 2 draws. Also, if I draw something for Siege Rhino. This is bad. I guess I should have cycle on my turn, right? Wow, that was a huge mistake. There's literally no reason not to cycle on my turn. This game's getting a bit tricky. So I have 4 mana. So I can bounce Siege Rhino, and that also counters Bring to Light. And then I can take Ether Gust or Narset. Ether Gust is kind of nice with Field of Runes, and I have ways to draw a card already. So I'm not going to be too greedy. I think I want to Teferi first because it bounces Rhino and it means that they can't resolve a Bring to Light. I was actually boarding out all my Bring to Light in this matchup. If you have enough cards to bring in. But should I have played Rune to do something? Nah, because I want to use the Rune for Ether Gust. If they resolve a Niv, I want to be able to go Ether Gust your Niv and then shuffle it away. Alright, they might not have that many hits. Okay, so they have the 6 mana card. Yeah, they got like pretty insanely lucky. 5 hits, 5 good hits. That is kind of gross. Alright, we'll see what we can do. Alright, so I should start by drawing a card, see if we get anything good. Zoya's Charm. So they have tons of blue-green, they only have 1 white and 1 black. And in hand they have 3 black cards and 3 white cards. They can go Dispark, Abrupt Decay, kill all my stuff. Oh, they can't go Dispark and Abrupt Decay, so I want to go after the black mana, I guess. That gives me 4 cards and 3 cards in the yard, so I can't play my Dig yet. I've used that. I'm gonna draw main phase. Useless counter spell. I need to draw Elspeth. Actually, you know what might have been good? Just making a token instead of casting. No, I think casting is already strong, probably better. They have every list right now plays at least 1 of each basic. You can tell the net decked because of the different basics they're playing. So like, technically I could go check like MTGO deck list and find the exact list they're net decking. could do that just for fun. I mean, I kind of know what's in their deck anyways, but so if you go to like Pioneer and then Pioneer Challenge, and I probably took like, let's see, maybe Earlish List. Is Earlish playing the 6 mana card? He is. He has Dispute. They're probably playing exactly like Earlish List. That Ego main deck. Yeah. Wow, they actually like threw the game. They actually just threw the game away. Now I'm gonna win. I think that's like a huge swing. They just don't know what the cards do. This is why you shouldn't like... When people tell you like a deck is good because they're winning in their leagues, this is why you should take it with a grain of salt. Because stuff like that happens in leagues. So like if a good player is just tweeting like blah blah blah, 4150, like what's the correct play there? I don't know, probably Dispark. I would start probably by Disparking 5 mana Teferi. Either you like Abrupt Decay that and then bring to light, or you Dispark Teferi this turn and then Abrupt Decay next turn. I'm not too sure. I can even get rid of that Teferi if I want to. Do Honest Cycle Censor, kind of. Censor could still be hard counter, but I have a lot of counters in hand. Alright, let's see what I draw first. I might just draw that 5 mana card I have in my deck. Castle Vantress kind of strong right now. I think I should get rid of 3 mana Teferi, even though I'm going to lose my own Teferi. And I just have my counter spells, so take like Sabotage and Castle Vantress maybe? This is kind of a tricky spot. I wonder if Castle is better than a counter spell here in the long run. I'm going to take Castle. I'm going to take Sabotage. And yeah, that really stings, but I think it's just the right play. Take the counter and use my other castle. I don't think my other castle does enough. They have 8 cards. I would say 7 of them are spells probably. I only have 4 counters, but I have more lands than a blue castle. We also know... I kind of let that resolve, honestly. What are they going to name? 5 mana Teferi? Means I have to win the game without 5 mana Teferi. And they get to see my hand. Alright, I'm just going to let it resolve. I have tons of win condition. Am I using the new Elspeth? I actually boarded it out. I have Castle in play. I mean, they're going to play a spell. I'm going to have to counter something this turn. You never know. Maybe they'll name Unmoored Ego. They'll get so excited their Unmoored Ego resolve. The name Summary Dismissal? Did they know what I had in hand? Did I reveal Summary Dismissal at any point? Wait, they named Summary Dismissal and then they scooped? Maybe they misclicked. Maybe they like click resolve and then click it. I don't know, this is kind of weird. Yeah, that was so weird. Oh well. Also, they didn't have double black in play yet. Paid actor. Paid actor confirmed. It comes with our MPL contract. Wizards has a bunch of paid actors. I was a paid actor last year. I was supposed to just lose to the MPL players to make them look good. I mean, why would the Tail Scoop? They have like a handful of gas and have 3 counter spells and a bunch of lands. Was your payment to end up in MPL this year? They said, alright, gotta close the stream. Gotta close the stream. Yeah, they might be frustrated with their own misplay. I've been there, it kind of sucks. Alright, hand is fine. Oh, I do have the Verdict, so that's the most important card, obviously. But I could just get ran over, or they could get like a Great Henge in play next turn. It's definitely kind of scary. Oh, they're playing the canister version with 4 Great Henge. Serac. It's pretty ugly too. Not right on time. It's a nice curve, 20. 10 and 10, GG. Azorius Charm? Azorius Charm might not even be enough if they have another 5-power creature. Teferi insists. Teferi insists. Who said blue-white control was slow? 40 seconds, game 1. 40 seconds ahead of time of my opponent. That's supposed to be the good game for me too, when they don't have Thoughtseize and stuff. So I think Brazen Boar is just not good on the draw, on the play. Because the body does nothing, and the bounce is just like not good enough, basically. These cards could be good. Mentor could be good. Dispute is bad. Elspeth's not very good against them. They have Trample. They have the 5/4. I'm gonna board it out. And I probably can't have all these 6 mana cards in my deck. On the cheap stuff. Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler might not even be that good. This guy, he blocks like some of the stuff well. He trades with a lot. It's probably too expensive. Kind of terrified of the Great Henge. I think Darwin's Veto might just be good in this matchup. They're gonna have Thoughtseize, Great Henge, and that's it though. I think Mentor is just gonna suck. Sideboarding took like, yeah. I mean, you hear these stories of like matches where people spend more time shuffling and sideboarding than playing the games. You have Sabotage for Henge, Veto isn't good there. That's kind of true. That's fair. You're probably right. Veto counters Thoughtseize though. So it's not the end of the world. Alright, this hand's not great, but I have to keep. I have a 1, a 2. You know, I mean, it's good. It's good. Oh, I see I'm not mulliganing this. So you don't want to make any crazy Easter Gust play on Elf. You just kind of ignore the Elves and hope that eventually they die to a sweeper. Kind of same thing with the Niv deck. You don't want to like use an abrupt decay on Elvish Mystic ever. You just want to let them play their dude and then kill their dude. Rotting Register. I have a Azorius Charm. It's kind of gamblish though. It's super tempting. I have Azorius Charm and Verdict. Just so tempting to let them discard 2. It's like a pretty big deal. If they play Great Henge, have Ether Gust. It's kind of bad if they have like Thoughtseize plus Great Henge. Alright, I'm gonna let it resolve. Pretty gamblish. But I think it can be game winning. If I counter that, I'm like in an okay spot, but not a great spot. But if I kind of get my way, there and they lose like 2 cards. I mean, they have Scrounger too, so it's kind of tricky. Well, Censor is never dead. You can always cycle it, right? I'm just gonna take 8. Or take 7. Well, now I'm even more likely to take, because knight means they have like something. Scrounger. Yeah. I mean, that card I can deal with. If I censor that, they're down to 2 cards. I mean, I can't go down too low because of Scrounger. I guess I don't care about that card. No! Oh my god. That was bad. That was real bad. Well, I might be okay, but that's still real bad. Dude, I need to like... I do stuff like that all the time. Alright, now do I verdict? Probably. I don't know who's the paid actor. Is my opponent or me, you know? That's a nice follow-up for them. I just have Ether Gust and Azorius Charm, but... Who's the paid actor now? Alright. I think I'm good, right? Pretty sure I pronounced the exact same note several times recently on stream, yeah. Oh god. If they play Questing, I don't think their deck plays Questing Beast. Did our Lord and Savior Kaneki have Questing Beast in his list? No. Sideboard? No. Alright, I don't think there's a reason not to use my card there. What black-green cards you recommend in this 5-color Nassif? Finally beat them last night with Emrakul. It depends what, just what kind of black-green, I mean, if you show me your list, maybe I can take a look and... Yeah, I mean, Emrakul sounds like it should be okay. Is that good? That gets around a lot. I could just counter it. I need to worry about that Scrounger too. That's going to come back eventually. I'm assuming I can just let that resolve. Oh, hello there. Beautiful. Dude, Dick for Time. What a card. What a freaking card. Scatter or Veto against them? Not even sure which one's better. It's gotta be Scatter still. Alright, now I can just plus. I was probably gonna just minus on Heart of Kiran if I didn't hit an answer to... Wouldn't hate trying to snipe that Scrounger was my Descent Upon the Sinful. What percentage of the time do people lose when they untap with Teferi? It's a good question. It's gotta be over 50%. Yeah, I mean, Open knew they were in trouble when I didn't play a land last turn. I mean, maybe they knew they were in trouble before that, but kind of sucks when Open just doesn't play a land in that spot. Like, Dream Trawler will snowball, obviously, really fast, but it's also not a great blocker against their army of 5/5s. Whereas that card, the turn I cast it, it's like kind of nice. Veto or Sabotage? Veto or Sabotage? Maybe Brazen Bar on the draw. And they have the heart. It's like a chum. I guess on the draw, maybe you need to be like all scaredy cat and have Brazen Bar. Teferi is pretty bad against all the Llanowar elves, but sometimes it's just what you need. So I don't want to board out a cheap card. And I think these cards are probably too important not to have. Oh, Isolate is kind of good on the draw too. But it's not easy to cast on turn 1, so it's kind of sketchy. I have 7 ways to cast it on turn 1. How good would Isolate be if it said converted mana cost of 1 or 2? 2 or under. Probably be like second best removal spell after Sword to Plowshares in the history of Magic. Why only one Teferi Time Raveler? Oh, I just have the command for you. Feel free, mods, whenever you see someone asking about only one Teferi Time Raveler. We have a command for everything here on the yellowhat stream. Oh, no elf turn 1. You hate to see it. If it's at 2 or under, okay, non-land. Obviously, I'm not asking for it to hit lands. Ooh. So I have Verdict, so I'm not sure I'm super interested in new card alert. Alright, I guess I'll just play it. Is it better than Azorius Charm, though? Azorius Charm with Cycle? It's nuts against Crownger, which is kind of the appeal. Oh, it's pretty good against Regisaur, too. Oh, I'm loving it. Much better than Azorius Charm. I mean, obviously against aggro, it's... I guess it doesn't have to be better than Azorius Charm necessarily. Am I going to want to bounce Regisaur? Probably just bounce it right in their draw step so they can't cast the Great Henge. And then I want to opt. I guess I shouldn't let them draw. They could have, I mean, they could have some hexproof card, but whatever. Is the Wall of Omens comparison accurate? Honestly, kind of. Thought this card was going to be kind of whatever, but it's been kind of impressive, honestly. In Standard, I don't know when I played the other day. Menguchi was making fun of it. Well, that's a good one. It's a good one, but it also doesn't solve my Great Henge problem. Probably just going to Verdict. I'm going to Verdict, and then I'm going to want to go to Fairy Plus and have something. Oh, and I gain 2. No big deal. I think you just cast Verdict here. It's tempting to let them discard. But discard, there's no point in letting them discard if it means they get to have a Great Henge in play. I think that's how you have to play the matchup. I think that's how you lose. Just the Great Henge, them getting value out of the Great Henge. It's another matchup where Narset's kind of good, honestly. Alright, I think you just Teferi minus here. Even though it's not the greatest value. Plus is tempting. But I think you just keep doing that. Opponent and what you got on the theme of what you say. Don't think it works with the syllables, right? Opponent and what you got. Alright, this game's over. Yeah. Good flood, I guess. Okay. I'm calling it. I'm calling it, chat. This one's in the bag. The new cards have been kind of gas so far. I don't know if they're better than the old cards, but they're not bad. Jig is up. They probably have to take the Elspeth's Conquer Death card. I guess this is one downside to the card, is as opposed to another 5 or 6 mana cards, you can't just always slam it into play and snowball your advantage. You kind of a reactive card. Am I in the prelim? Nah. It started too late for me, actually. Started like an hour too late. How did you miss the prelim, Onja? I was even talking about it. I guess you're probably not on the stream. I was even debating, like someone pointed it out and... Ooh, Matt Falk is playing. 5 color nip, 27 lands, 8 2-drop dude, and 3 Uro. Hashtag never floods. Dude, Matt, why are you still playing Supreme Verdict over Solar Blaze? What a noob. I like Matt's list. No Traverse. 27 lands, no Traverse is a mistake, I think. I'm of the 4 Traverse, but I think playing 1 or 2 is pretty good value. I also like Tulsi Mirror, but... Alright, we got there. Hashtag never getting 2 cards as Niv. You don't really need to. Gab, I need the list. It's literally on the stream, dude. The Stone Peanut. Thanks for the 13-month Stone Peanut. Of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you can do like the Stone Peanut too. You can sub to the stream for very little costs. I guess it comes at the cost of your other favorite streamers, so... But yeah, if you enjoy the stream, if you haven't used the Twitch Prime sub yet. Is there a 5-color Nib Discord? There is. I'm not sure if I have the link, but there's a Discord that's dedicated to 5-color Nib in every format. This list is weird and has 21 ups. Well, when's your next tournament, dude? I don't know. Just why don't you hook me up with your list? Why do I have to do all the work? Where's my hat? It's behind me. Why am I not wearing it? I could. Perfect hand. Man, I have a headache. I don't know why. White. Plain's good. It might be playing like mono white Helia deck. It's kind of tempting. Just keeping it to cycle it and have 1 extra card for dig is not unreasonable. If I 5-0, am I locking up blue-white for the PT? Dude, I was literally thinking about that. I was like, I'm gonna make the joke. You know, after seeing that like league results are meaningless, but obviously if I 5-0, I'll lock it in. Alright, I'll let them resolve that. They're probably gonna break because that card's unplayable. It was funny. I was watching it was either K-Pulse or It was either K-Pulse or who else was playing the deck? Or Spider Space. And someone in chat said, I kind of like Board the Weatherlight. It helps, it hits all your combos. And I was thinking, I didn't even type it. I was like, honestly, Board the Weatherlight. I didn't want to be mean, you know? It's like, obviously that card's unplayable. It's kind of an interesting spot. They could resolve an owl. If I play Elspeth and they resolve an owl, it's kind of bad for me. So I'm just gonna say go. I don't need to do crazy. I'm sure you might find opponents at the PT will try and resolve Bring to Light on their small Teferi. I think you'd be surprised that people are... I mean, not everyone's the greatest, but people usually don't make these mistakes. Alright, do I actually care? I mean, the card is annoying. It means like every creature is kind of a huge threat, etc. But at the end of the day, I think I'm just supposed to let that resolve. And just counter Thraben Inspector or something if they play one. My Predator's coming up. Can't even find a schedule. Try their side's actually pretty good. They've been getting better. I still miss kind of the old sideboards. Alright, it works better if you have the third W. You go to magic.gg. First you get to see this picture of Javier just exalting, and then you go to events and schedule. And it's actually pretty well done, honestly. So you've got the Brussels one. Links you to that. And you can sort. Alright, do I want to cycle a bunch of sensors? I think at least cycle one. I'm making my land drop, so I'm not in a super rush to cycle the second one. I'm like kind of in a rush to find a... It's close. I wouldn't hate finding a Teferi, obviously. I'll hold on to it one turn. Elspeth has definitely not seemed like super good so far. It seemed like... Problem is like you tap out for it and they tap out for something better. Whereas in Standard, it's maybe not the case. I kind of want to counter that, honestly. I'm the worst. Do other streamers actually do cool stuff with the points, or does everyone just do like kind of stupid stuff? Am I just dead here? Did I get hooked? So if they have Radiant Fountain or the Grange, I'm dead. They probably have it, right? I think I just have to actually censor or else I'm gonna die to Grange. 150k to time out someone for a day. That's just like toxic though. I'm not about that toxic life. I kind of, yeah. Sabotaging Inspector. I got ahead of myself. But they didn't have it. Or maybe they did and they don't want to show it. I'm not sure. Alright, this is kind of tricky now. Yeah, kind of blew it. So how does that work? They play a land, they give it lifelink, a verdict in response. Can I get them with verdict? Could bounce Heliod. Could bounce Heliod and play Teferi plus. Problem is that if I kill it and then they go land Ballista, I'm dead. So I don't think that's great. I guess I could kill it and bounce Heliod. If I bounce Heliod, they can play Heliod, put a counter, give it lifelink, and I'm dead. So if I bounce Heliod... Alright, I'm just gonna... I could bounce Ballista. I'm gonna bounce Heliod. See what I draw. I should have played my land. That was kind of dumb. Alright, I managed to throw the game. I mean, when I countered that Inspector, basically I kind of costed myself the game. So now instead of having an easy game, I have a hard game. So if I don't kill Ballista, right, if I just say go and try to verdict that instant speed, what they can do is play the land that puts a +1 counter on Ballista. So they play that, and if I verdict was the trigger on the stack, they can go 4 mana, add a counter, 2 mana, Heliod. So I can't try and gamble on the instant speed verdict. Yeah, the owl. I completely butchered that game. Alright, another Heliod, so we're not interested in fighting over Heliod here. Yeah. I suppose Sun's Nemesis is super underwhelming so far. In like 2 matches I've played. Seems good against mono black. Seems like really good against mono black. And I don't know, that's about it, honestly. I'm not sure. I mean, everyone's super high on it though, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I think I just use Settle here. I think I'm very fine with using Settle in that spot. So that was the card I was talking about for those of you who are not familiar with the deck. It's like kind of like Radiant Fountain. It helps you combo, and you can get it with Knight of the White Orchid. It's actually pretty sweet, honestly. I really like the way that deck is built. Seems pretty strong. It's like, doesn't look like super flashy, but you can still combo turn 4, and you have like decent grindy game. Obviously, you don't play board the Weatherlight. I hope they break again. Just please don't put that card in your deck. I mean, it hits a lot. It hits Ballista. I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe I'm the one who's bad. What do you think, chat? Maybe it is good. You hit 4 Heliods, 4 Ballista, 4 Owl. That's 12. What else do you hit? Alright, I'm actually going to bottom Ballista, right? Because they have another Heliod in hand that we know of. Yeah, I don't know what to think anymore. That's right, I'm having an existential crisis. Can you hit lands too? You can hit Nykthos. Nykthos, Daxos. Well, obviously you can hit Anafenza or Daxos, but these are pretty bad hits, but that's fair. Gideon Blackblade. So you have 12. I don't know what the rules are. It's pretty good, Thassa here. I mean, having Sabotage earlier would have felt good too, but it's like a mini dig for time, right? I'm gonna take Opt and Azorius Charm. Azorius Charm and Syncopate. They said hitting free Heliod is not where I want to be. Alright, I should not remove my Planeswalker because of my 5 mana card. Verdict is good. And the rest is pretty trash. Does Veto even counter anything? I don't know, I'll take Veto, I guess. The rest is just so trash. Could have played, I guess I could have taken White Castle. Apparently I played my opponent twice in the same Pro Tour once, that's what I just said. You know, Mas. So you hit 4 ballista, 6, 10, 12, 16. Well, I don't think people play that, but they play other stuff. 16, 20. You're playing a different version. Nykthos. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's see. Dovin's Veto seems bad. Isolate seems bad. Rice and Peace does nothing. Knight of Grace is not out of the question. Hard counter seems kind of nice. The dudes seem kind of nice. This maybe to exile the god. Matchup's kind of tricky because you don't interact greatly with the combo and their cards are pretty high impact. Their creatures are not really good Azorius Charm targets, right? No, I'm not going to cut Azorius Charm, but... Okay, I want all these cards. I want all the counters. Don't really need Dispute. Said Elspeth was kind of awkward. I never wanted to tap out for it. I don't know if I want all my sweepers. I think that card might be pretty good. Mentor. I think Mentor gets overpowered by some of their stuff. Knight of Grace. I guess I'm going to have some of the cheaper stuff. I could do another Dream Trawler. The problem is they have that stupid combo, and once they have Heal It and Play, it's hard for me to ever tap out. Woo! They're mulliganing as well. I never know if I'm supposed to keep these hands. I'd keep if Glacial Fortress was Hallowed Fountain, probably. I have a ton of looks. Yes and no. If I don't have 2 mana untapped on turn 2 and they resolve, like, if they go, like, creature into Heliod, I basically lose the game, I think. Ashok's Erasure over Summary Dismissal? That's not out of the question. Could be good. It's like enchantment and they can't play play the card anymore, but if it leaves play, they get it back in their hand. Classic Scrybugs. But since it's Teferi, it doesn't go to the top, it goes second from the top. Yeah, I mean, if they have Heliod there, game's already just so hard. If I miss Absorb, I've played 3 matches. I haven't been paying attention. It's hard to pay attention to that stuff when you're in game. It's easier to go back, honestly. I think that's a great use. That'd be a great use of my time. Just each match, each league I play, you go back and you replay all the games and see like the games you'll lose, especially like what you drew and why you drew poorly and why you maybe lost. I think that'd be a pretty good thing to do. I did that when I was playing the Niv deck to just figure out the mana. I was trying to see. I mean, it's kind of not great because it's still like kind of result oriented and like, I guess not result oriented. It's like empirical way of doing it, but I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. I got back to bank soul hoarder. Nah, I don't have time for modern right now. I think I just let it resolve, honestly. It's not doing much. It's basically a grizzly bear. I guess it's a 2-turn clock. Hopefully they play a spell. I get to surveil. This Knight of Grace not even that good of a blocker. Allspice would have been good this 5 mana cards that does nothing. So if I minus on 2/2, minus on Knight, descend, Inspector. I'd have been in such good shape if I just countered Frame and Inspector was assassin. I mean, I don't know about such good shape, but maybe won that game. Teferi minus on a Knight. Then I go down to 3. And I'm still dead. So I'm not sure that it actually accomplishes anything. Just spewing it to Teferi, basically. I might have to give that mono white deck a try. I think that's what we lost to yesterday when we were 4-0-2. I mean, I feel like I keep, like yesterday I lost, was it to Nif, with Nif, because I just had like, I mean, terrible draws, but not only. I mean, it still capitalized on my media. It wasn't even that bad of draws. It was just, I didn't have like carried it or paradise really on turn 2. That's not even that good against the first strike stuff. Sense kind of nice though in exile. Is isolate good? No, I have no 1-drops. They're only 1-drop is Spray and Inspector. Ballista, it doesn't hit Ballista, it doesn't hit zeros. Doesn't hit Mox, that kind of stuff. Who's that? Host to be. Must be nice. I wonder if I have magic cards on the tray table. There's some good chats. Hosivi was so funny. He learned how to speak French with us. He's from Argentina. Am I just like lagged out or something? What's going on? 10k points, we pick a year, you find a photo. Dude, can you actually like, how do you have to customize? You have to like do commands or? All right, I'm gonna add that on my list of things to do. That do fun stuff with points. That's a good idea, actually. All right, I'm gonna start writing down 10k points. Pick a year. I pick a picture. That's a good idea. If anyone has like cool ideas like that. 4 points. That was a train or... Oh, it might have been the train in Japan, actually. Oh yeah, you're right. Look at these huge windows. Wait, no. Oh yeah, it's in Japan. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the train in Japan. Yeah, definitely. Good catch. Each player can't cast... That card's terrible.
Yeah.
Oof. It's like the best land in my deck in this matchup, but... I think you still have to buy. I mean, that card's not even good against Snapcaster Mage. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I have 2 in my deck. Damn, I thought the Scry bug was real for a second. Monsoon Blue. 10k, put the hat on for an hour. 12k, too much for soundboard effect. It sounds like people are not coming to agreements. I can Essence Scatter the gods, right? Can't negate, but you can Essence Scatter. Because that's the turn when they play Knight of the White Orchid. 12k for a soundboard effect, that's a bit much. Probably like what, 3-4k for a soundboard effect? What's reasonable? Probably like 2k for a soundboard effect, right? Maybe 5. No, what's a good rate? Oh, I can't wait for them to break. They hit Arcanus all. Okay, they actually hit a pretty. Yeah, it has to be expensive, I guess. Yeah, but I mean, 5k points is a lot of points, right? Only 1k for Rhinomania. 5k points is nothing, really? Alright, I'm gonna Essence Scatter that. The value's pretty good. They're not like... They don't have a ton of cards in hand. Can you have 74k points? Yeah, but... I think you watched the stream more than most. Okay, I'll do 10k for sound effect again. But then 10k for like pick a year, I pick a picture. That's like... Isn't that too expensive?
You are best. UW champion.
Thanks, bud. Thanks for the bits. Kind words, always appreciated. See, Ref, truth comes out. Maybe you're not always here. You think you are. You think you're a good friend, but you're not. 26k points. King has 74. Sorry, Ref of Ref. King is my new best friend now. Well, he already was. Who am I kidding? Should I counter that? I just want them to break. I just live. That's what I live for people to break on board the Weatherlight, because they should not put that card in their deck. Damn, they hit again. Yeah, you have to click. You don't just have to watch. You have to actually click once in a while to accumulate the points. It's BS, I know. Imagine how many points you could have had. Alright, 10k points for sideboard Sarn. And I'm going to do 20k points for I pick a year, you pick a picture. Sorry. The price is going up, apparently. You should have... It's just your fault, chat. Everyone's just bragging about how many points they have. I had no idea it was going to be like 2k, 3k, 4k. You could have got away with murder there. Do I have a Discord? I do. It's not super active, but... Brick, 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 brick. Surely you can't hit 3 times in a row. Wow. They hit again. I don't know what they're doing, though. They're like... Not actually casting spells, they're just hoarding cards. Oh, Deafening Silence. Ah, I get it now. I can only counter once in the turn, so they just like unload and I can only counter one, but I don't think I need to counter more than 1 card a turn against their deck. 50k to include a heinous card of your choice in a deck currently playing. Nah, I'd rather not. I mean, it could sabotage an entire league, right? I think this is good use of my verdict. Yeah. Each player can't cast more than one non-creature spell each turn. Got it. Understood. I'll adopt this willless then. Understood. Ooh. They see me trolling. Doo-doo. Can we have an absurd 150k reward? I mean, maybe. Depends what. 150k 24-hour VIP. Sounds pretty reasonable. Doesn't seem worth it, but if that's what the people want. Brazen Boar. I'm gonna play Dreamshot, right? Definitely taking Brazen Boar. And maybe I'll just take Censor. Because it's not a spell, I just get to... So I can go... Petty Theft that. Oh, I don't have mana to cast Dreamtrawler. Dang. Alright, I guess I'll just cast an Narset. Oh no, I can't. They're getting me, chat. I was making fun. I was making fun of their cards. Getting punished. I think I just need to minus 500k for a cooking stream. Dude, I just need to set up the logistics. Seems kind of... Actually, probably not that complicated. Whenever another non-token creature... Okay, that's fine. I can just verdict next turn. Oh no, I don't have a verdict anymore. Oh, I can find one. Daxos. Okay. $500 points to ban Lizer for it. 200k for private dance. Wow. Verdict, yes, and sabotage. Wow. It might be the like... I don't know if my ego can take it, but I might have to minus on death making side. I just might have to. Oh yeah, I can exile it with the fairy ulti. They can't kill me, right? No, there's no way. As long as I counter... Ooh, got him. Got him, chat. Baited. J freaking bait. Yeah, I agree. Banishing Light probably shouldn't be in the deck against me. Don't want to counter that. I don't really care, but I'm also going to be drawing a billion cards. So they need 6 mana. They need to start the turn with 6 mana to combo me, right? Because they need to go Heliod, Ballista, and play a Grange. That's going to counter that. Could be loose. Graveyards. Don't want to waste my spell. Let's see. Not even sure why I did that first. Censor. Seems better than the other one right now. I'm actually gonna hold on to it since it's my only. You have field for the land as well. That doesn't stop the trigger, right? Yeah, it doesn't stop the trigger. Yeah, I have board. It's fine. All right. I definitely got some more respect for Deafening Silence in this matchup. I feel like it actually does stuff, but still, like, you're still down a card in your opening hand, kind of. Bottom, bottom. Cycle that. So I can, let's see what we find first. All right, that's the game. Just go. Doesn't really matter. Could have actually played Elspeth first. Probably could have played that game a tiny bit better, but I think I played it reasonably for the most part. What Theorist cards are performing best? It's hard to say. Like, this card has been fine, but, you know, a lot of 6-mana cards would have been pretty good as well. Maybe this was a bit better than 6-mana Elspeth this game, you know. Just because it draws card, and then this card has been fine, but, you know, 5-mana card would have been pretty good too. Kind of that thing, you know. That kind of fine. Hard to say. Oh, that's kind of nice against Heliod, actually. It's kind of sick. Can I get it? Do I need to verdict? They're at 8. Do I need to verdict my board? I mean, I think so. This is kind of pathetic. This is game free. Have lethal? Nah, they have deafening silence. Deafening silence coming in clutch again. Alright, I'm just gonna. That like kind of shows how annoying that combo is. Like, this is my board and I feel like I have to. Opponent has to attack. No, they just. We have 1 turn to go. Yeah, I kind of There's 1 turn where I cycled, right? At the end of turn instead of casting Boar. Like, other turns I was actually using my mana, but. Like, if they have the perfect free card hand here, they win. Oh no, never mind. I have that stops. Wait, it is a creature spell though. Is it a non-creature spell? Yeah, if they have the perfect free card hand, I just lose. If they have Ballistic Range, I'll lose. And I'll deserve that. Oh my god, do they? Probably. Are they doing the second main thingy? No, they wouldn't let me. Don't they have all? I don't know, do they? Alright, thank God. Bottom, bottom. Still not out of the woods here. I mean, I can get back that Teferi and bounce. Alright, I'm gonna keep that. Alright. I played these last few turns pretty bad. These last 4 or 5 turns probably pretty. Good thing I didn't exile my Teferi like a month. They have 3 ballistas in the yard, so I guess I just bounce. So I haven't played a spell yet, so I guess I'll cast an opt. Yeah, I should. This is game 3. We lost this. The second game was when we got. I have Walking Ballista in hand. Okay. 2 minutes. I need to be a tiny bit careful. Oh, that settle is going to be nice, actually. It's kind of cool. I guess I could be playing around as to have another one. Now they get to resolve a ballista. Yeah, I'm gonna get timed out if I don't start playing better. Alright, I have a verdict on top. Nice. This is gonna be kind of close. I think I should be okay. Oh, thank God. Thank God for Strix. Only Strix, because can feel and shuffle to heal it away. They have another one in hand, I think. I didn't bring in Knight yet. It's only for the mono black matchup, and we didn't get paired against mono black. I mean, Deafening Silence was decent. It slowed me down. I don't know how it compares to like something like Thraben Inspector, or I don't know what they boarded out for it, you know. Alright. 4-0, just like yesterday was Niv. Let's see if I can. Maybe I'm just a choker. I need a little break. Where's my mouse? It's just laggy. Alright, I need to like. Time to blow it. Wow. The vote of confidence. Trump now, save the embarrassment. Isn't Angel of Grace better than Strix? So am I missing something? I think a lot of cards are better than Strix. But we're trying out the new cards. Thank you, 122. Thanks for the resub, appreciate it. Angel of Grace is in blue, yeah, that's pretty good. Doesn't get disputed for 1 mana. It's kind of relevant. We got our Strix disputed for 1 mana against Niv earlier. What's my sub song? It's a Japanese auto part company that's called Yellowhat, and it's one of their publicities. It's one of their advertising. Is the Saga better than Wall of Omens? Nah, probably not. You get the blocker right away, so that kind of saves you the 2 life a lot of the time, and you get to drawing a card's probably better than getting a planes. You know, almost definitely better. Did they sponsor the stream? Nah. I haven't reached out. You know who sponsors the stream? The channelfireball.com. If you need cards from the new set, these Theorist cards, if you think there's some cards that are going to spike, or just if you need them for your next tournament, you can shop at channelfireball.com, and if you use the code yellowhat at checkout, you get 5% off. I think they might have even a discount right now where it's 10% off on all singles. They have promos all the time. Today is $20 back on $150, meaning you probably get $20 in store credit if you spend $150. But I know that, oh, here it is. Yeah, 20 in store credit. So that's probably better than 5% off. If I know it was like minus 10% on singles a few days ago. They have like promo. Should play Field of Ruin now, I think. It's bad. Yeah, it's good. It's bad if I cycle into Opt and I can't cast my Opt. Is disallow consideration over the Sinister Sabotage? This is like where you need to go back and watch the games, because it's impossible to. I always say I'm going to try to keep track of X and Y and how the cards do, but really in game is just too much thing going on. And if I was a serious streamer, I would probably just do that. Just go back and watch my replays and see like. But you kind of need to be looking for specific things. Do I like Sabotage more than Absorb? I don't know, I'm 4-0, so yes. I mean, I didn't really play against aggressive decks. We played against one green deck. This is not great for me. They have the dig for time advantage here. 4 cards in the yard already. My hand's kind of trash. I have the castle advantage. But the castle advantage can be kind of... Oh. Probably tap. So do I want veto plus sabotage up, or do I want to be able to make a token? Or I can't make a token. Alright, well, that's... Guru 2. Islands are pretty decent, but it's hard to beat Guru Island. Alright, so if I tap out for castle, they get to dig. And they'll have 7 cards in hand. I think that's fine. So I'm unclear if I'm supposed to expose myself to a dig here. Definitely do no one verdict. Syncopate's kind of mediocre, but I do have a lot of lands. I think Syncopate's probably good enough to keep, but not sure, because Syncopate means it's not a dig. It's like dig is like one of the best cards in the mirror, because like one of your only instant speed card drawing spells. Oh wow, they don't have dig. They either don't have dig or they're playing like very cautiously. All right, now you. Pretty sure you just want to make tokens. Much better than scrying. Because I don't even have bad draw steps. Basically, Verdict is my only real... Like, lands are fine, cantrips are fine, planeswalkers are fine. And having, like, even just 1 or 2 tokens can make the like biggest difference in the world. And Sabotage better than Disallow. It's really hard to answer these questions, honestly. Oh, they're playing the Waffle list. So they have a ton of card drawing spells. I'm just not going to fight over... It's hard, because sometimes if you don't fight over card drawing spells, they just bury you. and like they snowball, but sometimes if you fight over that, then they just resolve something on their turn. And they have castle to use. So the waffle list has 2 digs, 3 glimmers. I mean, they might have made their own tweaks. Waffle won the challenge. He was playing 3 glimmer, 1 sphinx ref, 2 dig, 1 syncopate, 1 cast out, 5 planeswalker, 4 castles, 3 field of rune. Alright, they have their own. I've been thinking about the new Thassa's intervention over dig through time because it is a counter in an early card draw or late card draw. Nah, dig through time is irreplaceable. It's the reason this deck is good. They're not even, it's not, I mean, Thassa's intervention, you should compare it to a Sinister Sabotage, Absorb kind of card, or Glimmer of Genius if you're playing Glimmer of Genius. But not a, you're not compared to the right card. Alright, so I have to counter that. I kind of want to use my bad counter spells, aka not Dobbin's Veto. So I'm going to try and use, what if I use Syncopate for 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I think I want to use Syncopate now. Even if it means I have to use Dobbin's Veto. It's just so good to get the Syncopate. Is Glimmer really better than Chemist's Insight? I could see that. I could see Glimmer being better than Chemist's Insight. Chemist's Insight's pretty clunky. Chemist's Insight is really good in Wilderness, and I mean, it was okay in some control builds. Alright, 8 mana. So I kind of have the castle advantage here because they don't have Field of Runes, so I think I can just say go. Playing Elspeth seems good too. It makes them use a counter spell. I can get it back later. I'll still have 4. I'll only have 1 counter spell mana, but I'll have Veto. I'm just gonna say go. I can't imagine playing Glimmer of Genius. I mean, even over, I think maybe Illumination is still the best of all these lands. I didn't tap my mana very well now. Yeah, I mean, it's possible Waffle was not really aware of intervention. I mean, I guess he did have Dream Trawler. I'm not super sold on intervention yet. I think it's like decent, but not sure how good really. Should have done that the other way. I dodged a sweeper just to draw into another one. So I could play Narset here. Narset's one of the best cards. It's, you don't really want just for, because what's instant play, it's really hard for them to win. I think I'm just gonna keep saying go. Looks like they just, okay then, understood. Their hand must be so bad. Maybe they just have like old Planeswalker and they're just gonna start jamming. I wouldn't start with Elspeth though. Elspeth's like kind of the best one. Oh, they just scooped. Okay. Their hand must have been, I mean, sometimes it happens, you just draw 3, I guess I drew 2 verdicts, but sometimes you just draw all the verdicts. Alright, I'm gonna keep in 1 verdict. I think that's what I did last time. And then, oh, it was the whole debate of Azorius Charm versus X. Well, I'm on the draw so I can board that out. Last time what I did is I boarded out 2 Azorius Charm, but I think that's just think they're like 5 and 6 mana. I mean, it's pretty good at attacking planeswalkers. I think Dream Trawler. I almost want to not have Dream Trawler in the deck, just because it's expensive tap out. Oh, I have these 2 cards that are hiding too. Syncopate's pretty mediocre too. Did Waffle have Syncopate's 5 spell? So they're gonna bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who knows? They're gonna bring in some. They're gonna have a lot of creatures, but lots of expensive creatures. I don't want Syncopate. I kind of want more verdicts actually. Now Scatter is gonna be good, I think. I'm assuming they're gonna bring in at least a few creatures, and the game go long, and it's gonna get them. It is kind of mediocre though. All right, what did I say I wanted? 1 verdict, 1 scatter is probably good for creatures, and then I get 1 more card. So probably just Dream Trawler. All right, this is pretty good. You could argue for Syncopate on the draw just because you want as many outs as possible to turn 3 Narset, turn 3 Teferi, but Waffle was only playing 1 Narset and no 3 mana Teferi, so they're playing. They'll let. That's the link. It's really easy. If you're on Google, you just Google MTGO deck list and it's the top link, I think. It is for me anyways. Alright, this hand's great. It has lands, it has insurance against turn. I might sell Cycle of Sensor on turn 1 depending on what I draw. I'll see. Basics. These ones are Eurolands, and the other one are what's it called? Do I want to? Well, I'm gonna shock myself and then decide. Let's see. Do I want to cycle Sensor? The first one is usually good. The second one, I mean, usually in the matchup I don't cycle Sensor, especially game 1. I don't cycle Sensor unless I have to. After sideboard, you have less dead cards, and you're going to draw into good cards and stuff, so I think it's okay to cycle a bit more aggressively. Yeah, it's Invasion, right? Yeah, it's one of the Invasion lands. Are we ever going to see a poker stream? Not, I don't know. I feel like I'm always busy, but I always forget about it. Pre 5-0 blue-white needs to be locked for. I think I'm just going to play blue-white all week until I... Oh. I like to cycle. I'm not sure that was correct. I think it was. I like to cycle kind of aggressively in the matchup because of dig through time. It's just such a huge advantage when you fill up your graveyard faster. Oh, I should have played Field of Ruin. It's a pretty big advantage when you fill up your graveyard faster than your opponent in the matchup because then you get to threaten that dig through time for cheap, and it can help you. Why sabotage over absorb? I mean, you can read the cards, right? I'm not saying it's right, but this is kind of a tricky spot. My hand kind of sucks. It sucks and it doesn't, I guess. If I draw 2, I'm just gonna have to discard 2 hand size, but my hand's also not that great. I guess this is a counter spell. Yeah, I should just keep it. Summary Dismissal still better than Denial? Probably. There's a few spells that can't be... Hashtag answering the same question 16 times a day. Hashtag life of a streamer. I don't think it's too bad too, because I'm assuming most people who watch the stream like have the sound off a lot of the time, and most people don't actually hear me answer the same questions 20 times a day. think that just advantages me, the Draga situation here. Glimmer. I mean, it's a draw too. Could fight over it. I don't have a great... I watched this while listening to Dota. How's the... I caught a tiny bit. I caught the second game of EG versus Enigma. Who won that series? The new Art of Field of... Is the new Art of Field of Runes just superior somehow? Kind of is, right? I don't know. Alright, I guess I make another token. If purple pinkish is your thing. The OG art's pretty cool too, the like little ray of sunlight. Should I use the mana to do anything? Even a single mana tap can sometimes make the difference. Also, if they cast a spell, maybe I counter it and then I use the mana. There has been some interesting matches, but overall nothing like over the top. I saw the one, wasn't there a game where Nigma was down 36k and the defended was the like vacuum wall Echo Slam? That looked... Was it Divine Rape? I don't know. Wait, Bliss called me? Where's my phone? There was a 7-minute game with Draw that had Apex and a Fusion Rune that was... Dude, I haven't played Dota since the new patch. I don't know what Apex and Fusion Rune, neither of these things are. Apex sounds like maybe a new upgrade to an item. And then Fusion Rune, like... Actual no clue. Alright, do I hold on to that sensor? I think so. It's close. The reasoning for holding on to sensor is that usually the 1 mana is not going to cost you if you're like really desperate. What the hell are we talking about? Dota 2. There's a big tournament right now. Should I start timing out any mentions of Dota to protect you from relapsing? Yeah, maybe I should do that. Just like have the filter like on Twitter. Blocked words. Just everyone who types a sentence with a Dota related word just gets blocked. I don't know, Magic's pretty awesome right now, and I don't know, I have so much to time. Alright, Sphinx Shrift for free. Do I dismissal that? And then all I have left is... Alright, I'll let them get free. Both plus centimeters plus items. Apex is plus 80% primary attribute, and Fusion Rune on activation gives you all rune effects. When do they start spawning? When do the fusion... All the formats are really good right now? Yeah. Great. Alright, I mean, they have to discard. They've been playing around Censor. So I kind of want to cycle one. Plus they might still think I don't know. I'll just keep that. Just more card in my yard. That's another thing to think about when you're cycling and stuff. Remember to, like, if you can afford to, if it's a free roll, just keep the cycling lands and just bin them. This is also, you know. I'm not sure who's ahead here. I mean, we're both making land drops and I have the 2 tokens. Their hand is probably a bit better than mine if I had to guess. I don't have a veto. I don't have super cheap counter. If they're playing the waffle list, it's not too scary because then they don't have like any threads that have flash. That's how you can get an edge in the mirror match, right? Just force people to fight on their turn. Like even something like a brazen boar or end of turn, like anything really. Anything that forces your opponent to tap 2 or 3 mana on their turn can just... Alright, so I think I just want to use the... Yeah, we're ahead in clock somehow. 4 minutes. Alright. I'm gonna use sabotage or... They both lose to a counter or dispute. If I do that, they might just be worried about... Alright, well... Alright, that happened. Alright, not the end of the world. Kind of depends how many verdict they left in. What did they discard? Discard's a Glimmer of Genius. Oh no! Should have played that. Alright, so I have 5, 9, 10 mana, so I can play Mentor. I think I just make... Yeah, I mean, that was a risk, obviously. This is where I maybe paid for my greed of not using Thassa's Intervention earlier and just discarding 1 card to hand size. So I think that's fine. Alright, that wasn't too painful. They do have 6 cards in hand to my 3. This game too. That was a really good draw. I was gonna maybe have to use Thassa's Intervention, but now I can just use Azorius Charm instead. Not a pretty good draw. If I don't counter that, just get another card, get to untap some lands. One, two, three, four, so 6. So I have to play it for 6 myself. I'm gonna make a token if they Field of Ruin, when they Field of Ruin. Problem is they're free to resolve. Alright, I got a little value out of the dispute. That was nice. A little something. It's probably not gonna resolve. Do have 1 verdict in my deck. maybe against their deck, like... Maybe against their deck, Verdict's just better than Essence Scatter. And Essence Scatter is better if I'm ahead on board and I don't want to Verdict my own creatures. Might have that garbage card. Overdraw. Whatever. Bless Alliance. I mean, if you need Bless Alliance for other matchup, by all means, you know, bring it in. Does not sound terrible, but Verdict just seems better. What are your current contenders, MJ, for the event? What can I do to get better at drafting and limited? Just watch replays of draft, I guess, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can counter that, right? Probably have to counter that. Probably becomes too much if I let that resolve. I can even kill my Strix. Can't be countered, right? Maybe I'll try to counter my intervention. That would have been sweet. New card. Nassif would have been Soulflare. Collected Company Heliodex look good too. I do agree that, let's see, if attack was everyone, they can make a token. And he gets the fairy down to 1, and I trade token for token, I guess, to get to lifelink. I really needed to draw a spell here. 5+ mana spell. I was considering maybe playing Thassa's Intervention for 5 was better and find two answers, honestly. I wasn't totally opposed to that line. I should probably scoop. Should I try and time them out? Conscience. I think I'm 0% to win this game. Could be relevant. I could scoop. I don't know. I guess I have a few outs. I could draw with tricks in play. I could maybe get really lucky. What did they hit was they got another Hero of Dominaria. I have a few sweet cards in my deck. I could just draw a dig, I guess, and I just back in the game. Okay. So I definitely should not scoop yet. Keep playing to get info. I don't need the info. They're literally playing Wafo's list, card for card, right? I mean, Strix seems kind of good. Would have been much better as a Dream Trawler, but the flash aspect didn't come into play this game, and that can be the big one. They're definitely not gonna deck out. I mean, they're gonna like find a dig and snowball, or they're gonna just kill me. Alright, one more time. Dig for time. I said that's no good. It only costs 3 mana, monk ass. I need expensive. Do I die to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? So I'm not technically dead on board, but charm. Alright. That attack was Is the new Theros set stronger in power level than the previous Theros? I'm so bad with sets. I have no idea, honestly. Force veto? I don't think so. I think it was the third one. Oh, no, it was 4. Oh, you might be onto something. I think Waffle only had 3 in the 75. Waffle had 2 main deck and 2 side. He had 4. Yeah, 4 vetoes obviously really strong. So I think if I made a mistake, it was to not cast that Thassa's Intervention earlier and just discard something to hand size. That was bad. I was supposed to just try and Essence Scatter, Supreme Ver. Dream Troll. I would like to have that Dream Trawler in my deck. I guess Dream Trawler's got to be better than Verdict. What's the thought behind Dispute Main? Isn't Gus better? Legion, you're just... Alright, the simple answer is Dispute kind of always does something. Whereas Ether Gus could literally be like a blank. Alright, this hand is a bit scary. I have my 1 Verdict, which really sucks, but... obviously bottom that. My hand's pretty good was... I could almost cycle Censor there. Because the way they've been playing, they're just... even, I mean, they're never gonna... especially if I cycle a Censor, there's almost no chance they slam like Teferi or Narset on turn 3. Alright, I think the White Castle is just infinitely better than the blue one. The blue one doesn't even do that much. It's like okay. But especially after a sideboard where you don't have all these dead cards, you're mostly happy with all your draw steps. Kind of want to cycle here. Yeah, I think it's good to cycle. Just fill up my yards. Is blue-white the best deck? Did Waffle broke it? Waffle break it? I don't know. I think he's playing some cards that are kind of bad, but his list is pretty good overall. I mean, if you're a blue-white control player and you think you can, you know, not get draws every round, I think blue-white's pretty good, yeah. I guess I'll draw and respond. Did Waffle break it? Just Waffle played. I guess Sabotage was... I gotta give credit to Sabotage. I mean, honestly, his list has Censor, 1 Syncopate. But if I jam here, I think I don't know, maybe I'm losing the game here. They don't have lands. They're kind of stuck. I don't think I have to do anything too crazy. They're just discarding to hand size now. My hand's just not that good. You know what? I think this is bad. I think I should just cycle. I'm gonna hate myself. Cycling here was kind of close. Cycling versus... The problem with not slamming Teferi when they don't have veto up is that against 4 veto, it's kind of hard to like own them. That's why Mentor is so good in this matchup. Because if they're just sitting on a bunch of vetoes, also it's just in my interest. I'm gonna try countering that. But if they fight over it, I can dig for 2 mana, so it's not... So I have the lands, obviously. The fairy's pretty bad against Dobbin's veto. So Elspeth's kind of good, I think. Could just take. It's like sabotage and sabotage, or sabotage and Elspeth's Sun's Nemesis. Damn, didn't take 2 sabotage because of Dream Trawler. Just, I mean, if they had more time, maybe I would not even sure. I think against their specific version, just loading up on counters is good. Because they don't have instant speed threats. They don't. 7 cards. I was gonna use Castle. Don't want that. This is fine. My graveyard. If it's not a time issue, you take Elfest and 1 counter. I think it's still close, even if it's not a time issue. I think I might still take 2 sabotage. Alright, so you want to make her low. Just want to draw cards that do stuff. That's kind of interesting. Now I'm starting to like, they counter, I can... Alright, I'm going to adjust here. Alright, since they didn't tap mana on their turn, I'm not gonna... Has Young Wall of Omens in the deck. That was fine. I only put 1. I drew it. It was okay when I drew it. I think it was slightly better than the Azorius Charm when I drew it, but basically... It's probably just worse than the Azorius Charm. It's... I guess I'll cycle and scry. All right. They have 7 cards in hand, so honestly, keeping sorcery threat speeds really doesn't do much for me. I think I'd rather like load up on count. Because what it does, what happens with the hand I have, since I don't have a dig, is like I play a spell, they counter it, and then they just cast a dig or glimmer, and then they just get ahead like that. Whereas if I load up on counter spell, it's pretty good, but it's whatever. I don't know, I mean, they're low on time, but it could... Dream Trawler, even just Castle. I feel like I'm just gonna lose this game now. I cycle before Scry because I want to see what I draw for. It's gonna be close. They're ahead. That's a classic of blue whites. Whoever draws the better lands just wins. To be fair, I think I only have 2 field over in my version. They probably have more. Surprised they haven't gotten rid of my castle yet, but maybe. I might get them with the 1 verdict. Reset the army when they got to a few tokens. Obviously, that's not how I want to win the mirror match, but that's what it takes. Oh yeah, you can tell they straight up net decked it. I mean, we already knew, but the basic lands is like dead giveaway. All right, I'm gonna use. Is there a Nargona for Crucible? Nah. I mean, if it's gonna resolve, I'd probably rather resolve it to Fairy or something. I mean, Crucible is a fine card, but I think it's actually kind of good in the mirror match. Maybe not in this mirror match. I know that in Modern, whenever I play Crucible, it would be better for me in the blue-white mirror match than it would be against Tron. Because you kind of think of it as like a card against Tron. Ends up being better in the mirror match a lot of the time. They have 2 castles. I'm at 10. I guess I'll just take the 2 lands. Alright, I want to play the Field of Ruin first. Maybe get a counter out. As a NIF player, do you think 3/4 Field of Ruin out of blue-eyed is scary? Does it really matter? I think it can definitely matter. If the games go long and... Like, even if you're drawing a lot of lands, you might get in these spots where you have to cast 2 black... It kind of came up in one of our games where you have to cast 2 black spells and you don't have the second black, stuff like that. Like, I think 2 Field of Ruin is not going to be enough. I think if a blue-eyed player has 4 Field of Ruin, I think you can maybe get an edge like that at some point in the game, but it's not like... You're not going to... I don't think you're going to mana screw them, but you might get in a spot where you can't cast 2 spells in a key turn or something, and that could just win you the game, I guess. Okay, so they can't really have anything. They need to have like double summary dismissal. I'm not even sure they have time, like physical time to kill me. They're like, your hopes and dreams down the freaking drain. Alright. We got the timeout. Alright. Spellcaller in the sideboard. That card's okay, but you have a lot of good options. I don't overdo it, but having a few flash threats are pretty good. Thing bar is a bit better. You can bounce to fairy sometimes. Nice. Yeah. So Birth was okay, but probably worse than a